The hearing was held at Fort Bragg yesterday. The arraignment for Bergdahl begins in earnest. The court-martial process, which, if he's convicted, could send Bergdahl to prison for life, McGraw.
All right, so he now has a military attorney, correct?
He does. He has a military attorney, along with the civilian attorney, Eugene Fidel, who's represented him since he got back to this country. He had the option to be given a court-appointed lawyer. Bergdahl opted instead to keep his civilian lawyer and bring on this military lawyer as well.
And now a military trial is different than a civilian trial. What is he charged with?
He is charged, and by the way, there are more similarities than differences between the two systems. He's charged, first of all, with desertion, but also with something called misbehavior before the enemy. That would equate to endangering the lives of the soldiers who were sent out to look for him during his 5 years in captivity. Like the civilian system, he is presumed innocent until he's proven guilty. That's why he's still in military uniform and on active duty at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio. And until he's found guilty, he'll continue to be on active duty.
Who sits as the jury for a military tribunal or a military trial?
Well, a panel of military officers. There will be ranking officers, some above and some below the rank of sergeant that Bowe Bergdahl occupies at this point. So it looks very much like a civilian trial, except that most of the people are sitting there in uniform, including the defendant.
If he is convicted, what is he facing?
Well, at the extent of it, there would be the possibility of this life prison term. This is the result of the commander's decision not to follow the recommendation of an investigator who determined that there should be no prison time. The commander said this should be a full-blown court-martial and that there should be the possibility of life in prison. At the lower end, there could be a 5-year prison term for the desertion charge against him. There could be a slap on the wrist or a demotion in rank, something like that, if he's found guilty. So there's sort of a range of potential punishment. But again, I mean, his attorneys are going to do their best to show that he shouldn't be convicted of any of it.
Yeah, but any sympathy for the fact that he was held captive for 5 years by the enemy?
You know, I think so, and I think that may have played into the investigator's recommendation that he not be subjected to the possibility of prison time. But the commander said that's not the case. We're going to look at this. But you know, you have to wonder whether the commander in this case also had some pressure or felt some influence perhaps from the outside. First, media outrage, the outrage of the public related to this case, to his return in this prisoner exchange. Also, John McCain, who controls a lot of the military spending in Congress. You know, he's an outspoken critic of Bowe Bergdahl in this entire thing. Could it be that the commander in this case said that, I want to keep my job, I want to keep my pension and my pay raise, so let's go ahead and hold a full court-martial.
How many soldiers died while trying to save him and or rescue him?
That's a matter of dispute. Now, some have said that none did, that they were out there on patrol regardless, and that looking for Bowe Bergdahl was only a part of their mission. Others have said that as many as half a dozen did. So, and we have to hope, I think, that comes out during this trial.
Yeah.
The prosecutors may try to show that, in fact, some soldiers were either injured or killed in the search for Bowe Bergdahl. His attorneys may try to show that, well, they were at risk working in Afghanistan anyway.
Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas. Jim, thanks. Merry Christmas.
See you, McGraw.